Hey, it's Mazzy, and welcome to the Record Library, Mazzy's Record Library Extension Pack. Now, Extension Pack, is that what you call it? Extension Pack, I think. I'm not a gamer. My son is a gamer, a video gamer, not by profession, but he has an extensive knowledge of video games and the history of it. But I remember every once in a while he would buy, or we'd buy for him when he was younger, an extension pack. Now, records really don't have extension packs. Obviously, they're reissues and remastered and box sets, and maybe one would consider that. But I am at a place in my record library. I am trying to keep, and I am going to do this, my entire record collection is essentially in this one room. It's not a large room, it used to be a tiny bedroom. Those of you who have seen various aspects of this room in person, even, they think, God, I thought it was much bigger. It looks so much larger on camera. There was a normal 36-inch doorway there. I ripped off the door. I took it out. I took out the little sort of built-in closet that the flippers who worked on this house. And this is just a record library. The window is covered back there because you don't need light, natural light. I don't have natural light. It's behind a bookcase. But the extension pack, I want to show some storage boxes that you can't get probably unless you're in Washington State or in the Seattle area, really. I don't think this guy ships his boxes. But it's really interesting, something about his boxes that's really interesting, and I'll show you that in a second. And again, people always ask, what are these? These are old IKEA Bonde, B-O-N-D-E. They discontinued them about a decade ago, unfortunately. What I like about them over the Kallax is these are like 3 sections here. They're taller than Kallax. They have backs. They have a top and bottom lips. They look a little more finished. You can add doors. I actually have a bunch of doors, but they're in the garage. I never use them, but I just keep them. You never know, right? But they look a little more finished. And anyway, those are Bondi IKEA. Now, I do have some records upstairs. Really, it's the in heavy rotation, new releases, a portion of my box set. So those are where my main stereo is. Downstairs on the other side of this wall, I have that custom wall of CDs that just worked better built in. I mean, I'm really a proponent of built-in things when you can. Obviously, it's more money. It's best, I guess, if you're renting, it's probably not a good idea because it's hard to move them if they're built-ins. But even though the investment might be more initially, you probably get your most space, most room for records. But I'm at a point now, I'm probably going to weed some things out. And I try to occasionally, if I'm really getting thick, I pull box sets out of the main sections. It gives me, that much more room. And then I put them somewhere else. But this expansion kit, the expansion set in this video is kind of where I'm going on this. And there's going to be some inserts here you can see of what a mess this room was. And you always have to make a mess before you organize. And I'm a big organization. Now, I'm wearing a Cream hat, the band Cream. I forgot about this hat until recently. I had it kind of stored away. So I got this at the Royal Albert Hall Cream Reunion Show 2005. I went to London with my buddy Ron, and we saw, I believe it was the second night we went to of that. And this is the concert. Look at this John Hammersfeld poster cover he did. Really nice. Great show. I think the one thing, the criticism of that show, if you heard this music, is they're a little slower than usual. They're not as fast as, for instance, Cream, Wheels of Fire. All the songs are a little slower, and some people were upset. I didn't really think about it until after the fact, until people pointed it out, but it didn't bother me as much that Clapton was playing, I believe he was playing Black, or one of the Strats, and not the SG that he used on those great live Cream records in 67, 68, 60, that period of, literally what, 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years, the most Cream lasted. But I love Cream, and I love, this was a great show, and I'm so happy that I went. But again, with the box sets, sometimes I'll just front them like this, as long as they don't fall, just to get a display to save that much space. And then, as I move things around, so I have 2 kinds of flip bins I keep here. One are these walking finger boxes, record boxes, which I'll tell you about in a minute, and I'll show you those. But I have these LP bins that you can order online. I think you can get 2 packs. I think they're like $70 for two of them. And they're metal, and what's nice about them, you can flip through new releases or records, and while I'm talking here, you can see how they work and what they're like. And they have this rubber mat that they come with, which is great because, you know, if you don't have a bin full, your records slide forwards, and that's no good. So these bins are ribbed for your record protection, and you can flip through them. And I quite like them. I like them a lot. Now, locally, I found this guy several years ago. His name is Zach, and he works within a company called Kerf Design Studios, I believe. And what they do is they make beautiful sort of mid-century high-end home and kitchen cabinetry with beautiful different wood veneers and stains, sometimes colors, sometimes walnut and maple. And I'll put a link below to their site. You know, they, for high end, if you're remodeling your kitchen or want built-in cabinets, they're amazing. I've been following them. I don't have any of their cabinets in my house. They're pricey, but they're custom designed, and anybody who has renovated a house or a kitchen or a bathroom know how pricey they can get. But I love the aesthetic of theirs. I particularly like the use of walnuts in that dark finish with maybe a pop of color, which they do. But Zach, what he does, he reclaims all the excess pieces. He basically recycles. When you're doing construction, you're doing cabinetry, there's a lot of waste with wood and veneers and laminates. So here they are as I'm talking now. He takes, like in this instant, there's walnut veneers, the different colors on the edge. He tapers the edge, tapes them off. They're not perfectly formed or cut. There's some imperfections in some of them, but that's the beauty of using these reclaimed materials to make record boxes. And he sells them for, I believe, about $45 a pop, which I think is a good deal. I like the way you can lift them from the bottom. And so I have them here in my room now, and I'm going to show you. I just put a lot of excess things, records to be filed, some box sets, some things that really don't quite have a home yet. So it was a way for me to reorganize or put a sort of a temporary organization in my record library before I file them fully or transfer records into different sections and everything. And I always believe there's a motto that we've had since my days in the record store, and we had a sort of a small to medium-sized record store, and all the new product would come out, especially for the holidays. There's always room. There's always room. Think out of the box. Think of different ways to organize your collection, to put it in different orders, maybe to take out a small label that you, like I have my Tone Poets here in these flip bins. They're not in my regular jazz section. I'm keeping all those together, and it's fun to flip through the Tone Poets. And of course, I made a couple design record divider, which I got a custom order for that. And I just love doing that. So this is sort of a look of where I am now, where that expansion set is in my record collection. So Mazzi's record library, the expansion set. Just a little stopgap organizational video of Mazzi's music here. Thanks for watching. Mazzi loves you.